Right, good morning and welcome to the Cabinet meeting of the 2nd of October. First of all, to receive apologies for absence. I understand Councillor Blathwaite, Councillor Heinrich and Councillor Withington are absent today. Item 2 is the minutes of the meeting held on the 4th of September. Were there any questions on the minutes? Go ahead, Adam.
Just a slight one from me, Mr. Chairman. It's on page 3. I think it's probably just a mistypo. When I'm referring to Knackers Wood, it states here would lead to increased growth in the parish. That's incorrect. It would be no growth within the parish. Thank you.
Okay, Christopher.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Can I quick update, please, on page 11? The issue that we went into private session for, one of the outcomes of that was going to be a meeting, I understand, for all members to receive a briefing. Do we have any idea when that will be scheduled for yet?
I don't believe we have anything scheduled yet, but I'm hoping certainly this autumn. So we don't have anything scheduled at this time, but you'll be informed.
Sorry, near future, not
far. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Okay, so I'm happy to propose the minutes so accepted besides that amendment, seconded by Councillor Fredericks, and presume everyone happy with that. Yeah. Okay, so 2 abstentions and 4 in favour. Okay, I'm not aware we have any public questions or statements. Were there any declarations of interest on items on the agenda? No. Okay, no items of urgent business. Member questions, item 6. Presume anything at this stage? No. Item 7, to consider recommendations to the Cabinet by the Overview and Scrutiny Committee. So we don't have Councillor Dixon present. Recall the recommendations that were distributed by email. Were there any questions? I think it largely was recommendations before council. Okay, nothing further to say on that. No. Item 8, recommendations from Cabinet working parties, and the working party of the Planning Policy and Built Heritage Working Party held on the 11th of September. Councillor Brown, is there anything you want to say on these 2?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing really to add to what's in the papers. We are rolling out a further consultation period, which is waiting for the dates to be announced and the venue to be confirmed for a 3-week period. And then it will come back to the working party and then to Cabinet probably in November.
Fantastic. Any questions on that? No. Okay, thank you. Item 9 is managing performance Q1 of 23-24. Obviously, noting this item was heard at the Overview and Scrutiny Committee on the 13th of September. So I've nothing substantially further to add on that other than to thank officers both for the preparation of the report and for the work around the council resulting in the achievements appraised within the report. Were there any questions on that item? No. Okay. Well, that's proposed to be noted. I think that's fine from everyone, unless there were any questions. I didn't miss any hands, did I? No. Okay, fantastic. Item 10 is round 2 local authority housing fund. Councillor Fredericks, do you want to introduce us to this item?
Thank you. Good morning, members. Good morning, officers. Thank you very much for the report, Nikki. There's not a great deal for me to say on this, but I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you.
Stebbage, I don't know if you anything you wanted to say. Okay, so you are content with the recommendations which you are proposing? Christopher, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Really just a point of clarification, sort of having read the report. So clearly this is a debate between option A and option B. And I just want to check, because in option A, it sort of implies that finding the four properties would be challenging, but on option B, it says it would be challenging and unlikely. Presumably, whether you go from option A or option B, you're looking at the same properties that you'd be aiming to try and buy.
Thank you very much, Councillor Cushing. Yeah, the reason why it was challenging is because Flagship will only accept new build properties, and really we'd prefer new build properties because of the maintenance and ongoing property stuff. Sorry. But I'm going to pass you to Nikki because she has the latest on the houses that we found. Thank you.
Yeah. Councillor Fredericks is quite correct. Flagship will only take new build properties, which is why we feel it's more challenging to work with them. And in effect, we've not been able to identify any new build properties that they would accept. So we are effectively putting in place option A, which is us purchasing the properties. We are willing to accept, as Councillor Fredericks has said, second-hand properties, albeit that we need to be clear that they don't have ongoing major maintenance issues and that they are of a high standard of energy efficiency. So whilst it's challenging, it's possible, whereas the new build is simply not possible in the current market.
Okay. Christopher, was there any further questions on this item? So the recommendations were that the District Council accept the grant to an HF grant, Officer seek to work with Flagship Housing to acquire 3 of the 4 homes, but in the likely event that Flagship are unable to find the 3 homes to purchase, the Officer seek to identify up to 4 homes to acquire to be matched funded using the existing temporary accommodation budget. And for the Cabinet give delegated authority to the Section 151 officer and other member or corporate leadership team in consultation with the portfolio for housing and people services to agree the specifics purchase of up to 4 properties. So that's proposed. I'll second that. Are we happy to accept? Okay, thank you. That's unanimous. Right. Item 11 is the proposed Section 106 Community Sums Grant supports delivery of affordable homes. Go ahead.
Thank you. I think it's a bit windy show at the moment. Yes, we're looking at commuting sums to it's good news actually from my area that we're supporting the delivery of affordable homes. So I'm really happy about this. Again, the report has been incredibly well written by Nikki. But if there's anything else that you want to ask, please do.
And obviously a lot of detail here, very interesting, obviously, to different members across the district. Mr. Stebbage, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add further to that. Okay, were there any questions from members? Okay, and the recommendations were Cabinet support the granting of £1.186 million of existing Section 106 housing monies in 23-24 to support registered housing providers deliver new affordable housing schemes as detailed in the report. Happy to second that. Is that all in favour from everyone, please? Yeah, unanimous. Thank you. Item 12 is age-friendly communities, and obviously we don't have Councillor Withington here today. Councillor Fredericks, is there something you wanted to say to introduce the report?
Thank you very much, Chair. Yes, it is me again. So I was on the radio this morning at, I didn't actually realise there was a 7:15 time in the morning, but I was on BBC Norfolk talking about age-friendly communities this morning. So what is an age-friendly community? It's an approach by the World Health Organization in the year 2007. And it basically focuses on 4 aspects that we can, on helping our residents stay well for longer. We have one of the highest, we are the highest age, sorry, I will start that again. We are the oldest demographic in the UK, so this is really pertinent to us, and we are only the 2nd place in East Anglia to adopt this approach. The other one is Framlingham, so it's not even a whole district, so I can confidently say that we're the first district council to adopt this approach. So we concentrate on things like staying active, connected and engaged, social interaction, neighbourhoods, housing, so appropriate housing, access to shops and services, transportation and mobility, and access to healthy activities. So those are the key ingredients to the approach from the World Health Organization. So we've decided to put this into practice with I'm chair of the North Norfolk Health and Wellbeing Partnership, and one of our sub work groups are concentrated on older people and living well. And if you have any questions, please ask me, or Lucy Cubitt is in the chamber. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. Well, thank you, for this innovative bit of work. That's very encouraging. Lucy Cubitt, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add at this point in time. Okay, thank you. Well, thank you. We appreciate your attendance. Councillor Brown, go ahead.
Chair, yes, I mean, I welcome this initiative. I was just wondering if there was any prospect of the county council following suit, and if they did, that we might review the proposed closure of the GP surgery in Blakeney and the Overspill Rehabilitation Hospital at Benjamin Court, whether there would be any prospect of a re-review of proposals to close both facilities in that regard. I just pose the question to either Lucy or Councillor Shires.
Go ahead.
I can help a little bit with that. So on the working group, we have representation from the Integrated Care Board, and also Adult Social Services. I'm just checking with Lucy, see if I'm right. So their findings will be fed back to them. I have been told that Benjamin Court is going to be taken back by the NHS, but I'm just waiting on confirmation for that. I don't know if that helps at all, but yeah, I think counties should adopt this approach, because this is where people come to retire.
Mm-hmm.
And the inequality of services in North Norfolk means that our residents are suffering. So yeah, thank you.
And obviously we had the motion passed for council in respect to Blakeney surgery. I believe we have or will be writing to the relevant body in that respect. Benjamin Court, obviously the enablement unit has closed. On a local level, I'm watching various data sets to establish the impact of that on a local level. But as Councillor Fredericks says, it is in NHS ownership, so we're waiting to hear if or what use NHS will put it to. But obviously, at the moment, it's a matter for the NHS estates to manage the property. But it is obviously a concern that it's empty when there are numerous potential good uses for that building. But yeah, welcome the partnership working with other bodies as detailed here and as mentioned by Councillor Fredericks. Councillor Shires.
Thank you. Morning, members and officers. This is great. This is really, really powerful, because a lot of our residents, through the rurality of the district, really do struggle to access services, but also each other, because of very, very different reasons. And whilst I understand the reference to the county council, one of the biggest issues that a lot of our older people face with declining mobility is actually using our pavements. That prevents them from leaving because of the surfaces. So this is going to be a big piece of work, I think, to try and drive some change. The question that I wanted to ask was, have we got a consultation ready to do with our older demographics that we can actually understand what they want from this?
I'm going to pass you over to Officer Cubitt because I think that is one part of their work in the working group.
Thank you. Yes, so one of the first tasks that we've undertaken as the older persons working group is to use the community connectors team that we have at the district council to deliver some positivity events, and part of that event we've got a survey to do some scoping work. We're also discussing with local GP surgeries about doing some scoping work at local flu clinics as they start to roll out, which should be in the next weeks or so. But a big part of the age-friendly communities is speaking with the communities and listening to their voices. So that will be an ongoing thing throughout any work that we're doing.
Anything further to add? No? Okay. Any additional questions from members? Okay, fantastic. Well, the recommendations as set out, I believe, in the second page of the report, and thank you. It's a very innovative approach, and I welcome. It's very proactive. So I presume that's proposed by yourself. That we follow the recommendations as set out. I'm happy to second and kind of vote all of those in favour, please. Yeah, that's unanimous, and thank you again. Item 13, there's no reason for exclusion of the press and public, and item 14, there is no private business. So at 17 minutes past 10, that's rather fast for a cabinet meeting. We can close the meeting. Thank you for everyone's